Hey everybody, welcome back to Grumpy Acres. Well, it is a gorgeous late November Saturday morning. I mean, it's in the mid 40s. It's warmer than usual, and it's warmer than it has been, and it's just super nice outside. It's a great day to try to take some more bites out of that elephant, which is our new homestead. So, the purpose of this video, we're going to get the four-wheeler up. I don't know if you've been following me lately, if you're a new subscriber. If you have been following us, you know, I've mentioned a couple times that the four-wheeler's down. And it really is an important piece of equipment. I can hook the trailer up to it and haul stuff around, and it just makes life a lot easier. So the issue was it would not start. It would crank over, but it would just never catch. And I worked on it. You know, I probably spent an hour and a half trying to figure out what was wrong. And I kind of had an idea, a suspicion of what it was. You know, I'm not a mechanic. I was never trained. I learned how to be a mechanic at the base hobby shop when I was in the Marine Corps with 1984 CJ7 and a Chilton's manual. And I've learned stuff from YouTube University since then, but I'm by no means capable of doing any deep dive troubleshooting on an engine. So that brings us to a couple of really important topics when you're homesteading, and just life in general, even if you're not homesteading. Number one is we have to develop these skills. You know, I eventually would have got this thing running on my own, but it would have taken me a long time. What happened was Darren from Hacks for the Homesteader was over here putting the finishing touches on Yoda's truck, and he took about 15 minutes and took a look at this, and we were able to determine there was water in the gas tank and the spark plug wasn't firing right, and it hadn't been changed for 5 or 6 years, so it was due. You know, and I kind of suspected that was the case, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Well, you know, he taught me how to troubleshoot it, so the next time something like this happens, I know to check for fuel, fire, and compression. Those are the three things that make an engine run. And he showed me how to do that on a small engine like what's on the four-wheeler. You know, and so we want to develop these skills. We want to get these skills and develop as many as we can. You don't have to be master at everything, but you should be able to get in and do some work on a little bit of everything on the homestead. You know, that jack of all trades, master of none type of thing. And the second thing that it brings up is our circle. Now, if you're familiar with the prepping community, they've got these things called mutual assistance group, MAGs. They're specifically prepper orientated, but what they are is they're a group of like-minded people that are there to assist each other whenever the time comes. Well, we don't have a MAG per se, and what we've got is we've developed a circle of people that we trust and can assist us on different things. And you know, Darren is a whiz-bang mechanic. He's really good at what he does, and he's really good at a lot of things. But you know, he's in our circle, and he was willing to do the work on Yoda's truck, and he was willing to take a look at the four-wheeler here, and he was able to fix them and get stuff up and running. He was able to point me in the right direction on the four-wheeler so I can do the fix myself. You know, and he charged us, but he charged us way less than what it would have cost to go to a mechanic shop. You know, and it was an equitable trade. You know, what he charged us and the job that was done, both sides were extremely happy with it. You know, and you know, so it's important that you build your circle up. If you don't have a mechanic in your circle, go meet some. Go meet somebody that's a mechanic. Strike up a conversation with the guy at the local shop and become friends with him, and see if he can do shade tree work for you. You know, that way you're not paying for the overhead of a mechanic shop. If you need veterinarian work, get to know somebody that's a veterinarian. You know, our circle, we've got people that do construction, do mechanic stuff, do IT stuff. We've got veterinary, dental. You know, we've got all these things. You know, and we send business to these people if they're running a regular business and they're close by. You know, we send business their way. We do our business with them because we're developing that relationship. And you know, the more relationships like that you develop, the deeper the wider your circle gets, and you're able to handle a lot more stuff with people that you trust and are somewhat like-minded. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this thing running. I got to replace the spark plug and pour some heat in the gas tank. I may have to jump it. I don't know. Ran the battery down when we were working on it. Hopefully that's not dead too, because I don't know if you've been out to price the batteries recently. They are expensive. So let me get to work. All right. So the first thing I got to do is I got to get the spark plug out. I would put the camera over here and show you a close up on what I'm doing, but the mower's here and it's really tight in here. I wouldn't be able to get a good picture. But I'm going to use the handy dandy tools that come with the four-wheeler. Let me get the spark plug cable off and put this on there and break it loose. There we go. Just remember, like Yoda says, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And boom. There's the spark plug. Take a look at that. And that's after it's been cleaned. It was not sparking properly. All right. Get the new spark plug. Make sure they're the same. Yep. All right. Put it in there. You know, I'm glad that this was all this was. And there's something else. The reason why this is an issue and why I'm having to fix this is because I have not had a place to put this inside and keep it out of the rain and weather. So that's one of the important projects we're going to try to get done here soon. Is if we can't get the outbuilding cleared out, we're going to have to build a lean-to and make it so we can put these things under cover. I am going to go get a tarp, and I'm going to start tarping these things up. I should have been doing that all along, but you know, it's just one of those things that slipped my mind. So we want to tighten that down. Don't want to tighten it too hard because you could break the spark plug off. And the reason I know that is because I've done it. All right, and then we put the cable back on. Okay. Yep. I've got a bottle of heat, and if you haven't used this product before, you put it in your your gas tank on your combustion engine, and what it does is it breaks the water droplet up. It basically, the simplest way I could put it is it makes water wetter, and it makes the surface tension go away. Because what happens when you get water inside the gas tank, it gets sucked into the carburetor, and then the water sits at the lowest level, which is where, especially on these small engines like this, is where they pull the gas from it. So you're pulling water instead of fuel. So what we're going to do, and for this one, we're going to put about half this bottle in. All right. got everything done. Let's see if I can get it started. Alright, so the thing wouldn't start. Number one, I had to go get the jumper because the battery was run down. Hopefully whenever I get it started, it'll charge the battery. So I had to take the air filter off, and I went and got some starting fluid. It's just ether is all it is. Spray a little bit in there because it was not starting. There's still a lot of water in there in the fuel tank, so I got to get it started and burn it out. So let's see if it'll start now. There we go. So it's running now. So I'm going to put this back together and I'll be right back. All right. So I let this thing run for about 5 minutes. Turn it off. Let's see if it starts up on its own. Oh, listen to that. Isn't that a beautiful sound? All right. Well, there you have it. You know, couldn't have done this without some help from friends in our circle. Number one. Number two, had I not sat there and watched Darren troubleshoot this thing, I probably would not have gotten it started in less than 5 minutes like I did today. You know, I knew how to do the spark plug. I knew how to test it. I knew that if I took that air filter off and sprayed some ether in there, it would start up. Now, eventually I would have come to that. Eventually I would have got it started. I got enough faith in my abilities. But instead of it taking 5 minutes to do, it would have taken me another couple hours to figure out what was going on. So that's the importance of having a good circle and having people in your circle that are knowledgeable at a certain skill, and then your willingness to learn. You got to learn. And you know, in the prepper community, they have a saying that knowledge weighs nothing, and what that means is no matter what happens, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, whatever you got up in here can save your life. And it doesn't take any effort to carry it with you. All it takes is a willingness to learn. Well, I got some more bites I got to go take out of this elephant, so I will see you guys later. I want you to subscribe, notify, click everything on the YouTube thing so that you know when we get a new video up, and go ahead and leave a comment below. You know, what do you think some useful skills to have in your circle are? Till next time, this is Grumpy G, asking you to go live a life done free, and I'm clear. Thanks, Milo.